everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live, Favorite Raiders podcast, Favorite Raiders channel, Favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, hit up homage. I forgot to. They use the QR code on the screen for homage. Get 15% off with homage. And then also, you can get this cool Mendoza shirt. You get the Mendoza shirt there. So make sure you use that QR code. Everything with the Raiders, 15% off there as well. And then also hit up the TDL store as well, guys. So make sure you guys do that too. And today we're doing our first film review here, Matt. We're going to do a little film review. Yeah. If anybody asks, like, why is this reversed? Because no really comments. My computer went down, so I'm working off the laptop today. Just so you guys know that. But we're good to go. We're good to go. But we're doing film review. This is our first film review of the year. Man, this is a celebration.
I know. It was exciting to finally get into the tape. I feel like I've been seeing like more and more tape popping off this week than I have in quite some time. So people were starving for it. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited for to kind of get into this. It's just because there's so many young players. Like even like the last couple of years, maybe it wasn't as exciting because the young guys weren't there for us to kind of break down. But this year, there's just young guys everywhere. So I could, because I had my pick. I could have did Charles Grant. I could do Rodgers. I could have did somebody. So it was hard to nail that down. But I think who we're doing today is going to be a good look, though.
Yeah, mine was a little bit faster of a decision. I thought about doing like Javon McCoy and Hezekiah Massis, but I'm like, man, those guys have been getting killed enough, and I felt like they kind of went over it during the broadcast enough. I'm like, you know what, I don't need to beat a dead horse, Let's start things on a positive note. So yeah, I had a few options. I thought about doing Cian Sloan too, but ended up going with Greedy Vance, who I thought played probably one of the better games on defense, and then Cody Lindenberg too. I thought played pretty well. So be an interesting one here from my perspective.
Yeah. My side, I'm doing Trey Zune. So I thought Trey Zune he played really well in the run game and the pass game. And it was hard to pick between him, Rodgers, and Grant, but I thought I'd go with Zune. So I think Zune has a chance to, maybe play, even though DJ Glaze played well. I don't know where that feet he got. I don't know if you watched the film, Matt, but I don't know where those feet came from. I was trying to figure out. He was one rep, but I was like,
solo quickness.
I was like, is Rick Dennison giving you some kind of steroid or something? What is this? This is not.
He just worked some magic to make his feet better. Yeah. No, he was a guy that I didn't dive too much into the offensive film, or at least haven't yet. But he was a guy that just seeing like after the game, like he was one of the highest graded guys from BFF. And if I remember correctly, I don't think he gave up a pressure. If he did, maybe it was one or something like that. Like he did pretty well and held on his own too. Like Trey Zune, it seems like had a pretty good game too. So yeah, right tackle, which we thought we were all concerned about after one preseason game. It's looking pretty good. The first stringer and second stringer are playing well right now.
Yeah. What were your overall thoughts on the defensive film?
So, I mean, we'll get into it, I'm sure, here in a second, but the Raiders, as we're recording this on Saturday, this is the day the Raiders signed Foley Fatukasi, as he's nicknamed. And let me tell you, after watching the film, I understand why. The defensive tackles, and again, we've known this. We knew this kind of going into the season. Like, that was a big part of the run problem is there weren't getting much from that position group as a whole. Like, the guys that I felt like were playing the best were the ones that were like in the game towards the end, like Gary Smith, Trevor Mae. I think Brandon Cleveland made a couple plays, but I'm like, man, these are the guys that are fighting for the roster spots are playing better than the guys that are on the 2 deep right now. So yeah, that was a rough one. I talked about this in the instant reaction too. Like the run defense was tough because one, they weren't getting a ton of edge support, which again, Max Crosby comes in and he helps fix that for sure. And then on top of it too, like it was frustrating where like guys weren't getting off blocks and like there were a lot of bad run fits. Like even Cody Lindenberg, like I'll show there was like 3 where like he had an issue with just fitting to the wrong side of the block and mainly like just not understanding when he needs to be on the outside shade and stuff like that. Like I'll kind of get into that with a few more details. But I mean, that's a guy that reason why I bring out Cody Lindenberg and call it that is again, he's a guy I thought I played well in this game, and even he had issues
Yeah.
doing. I think that was one of the big part of the run, big part of the issues against the run. And then I think they talked about it. Clint Kubiak talked about it for the Friday morning after the game, where like they were running a ton of man coverage. That was interesting to see. That definitely showed up and was part of the issues I think in the secondary and why they're giving up so many catches. On top of guys like Massis just not quite being comfortable, Massis and McCoy not being comfortable at this level. I think at this stage again, first game, so you kind of expect that, but there was definitely a little bit of like you saw some youth and you saw some of the inexperience, I think, on the Raiders defense because there were some assignment and mental mistakes and not being quite comfortable in the defense right now, which again, you expect that at this point, but that is what happened at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's so funny because I watched the defensive film too, and I just thought it was funny that you bring up the defense tackles because I was looking at the NFL Pro, the little thing on the side and seeing the game at D tackle.
Yeah.
Even at the end, I was like, who? Like this is early, and who the hell are these guys? And why? Why are they like? What's happening? You know what I mean? And Jones didn't play well, and then and then the depth of linebacker worries me a little bit too, man. Because like even if anything happens, Lindenberg and Eichenberg, they had their moments too. Eichenberg had some moments too as well. But like after that, man, that was a bad linebacker play after that. So like
it got worse. Yeah,
it got bad. It got bad, man. I don't know what their plan is with the depth with the front seven, man. I mean, like I'm looking at Von Miller. They signed this other dude today. I'm looking at Von Miller. He's posting pics. I'm like, man.
What are we talking about, Marcus? What are we talking about all off season? Get the mid 30 guys away from this team as far as you can. Don't be talking Von Miller.
I mean, he's I wake up and get 8 sacks, and I was like, "You got 9 last year. You're not lying. You're not lying, Vaughn. You're not lying. Limited snaps. He only played at 200 last year. Just let him rush the passer.
He can still. I mean, there's like guys like that who are just so good at what they do. Like his run defense, he's not a complete player or anything like that anymore. But he can still put some pressure on the quarterback. He can still win as a pass rusher every now and again. There's still something there, but let him go to a playoff contender. Let him go ring chase one more time before he hangs it up. He's not a guy I'd want to see in the locker room at this stage.
Yeah, and then with the secondary, I mean, they played a lot of man, and I just when Kubiak made that quote, kind of we want to see who can play man, who can, and I mean, I guess that's the best way to find out that hey, we got to play zone this year because I mean, Eric Stokes in zone he has pretty good reps, but the one rep he had in the man coverage.
That's what I was going to say. The problem is your top corner can't play man.
Oh man, yeah. And Massis got worked by Jalen Brooks. I don't know who Jalen Brooks is, man, but he was working Massis. So they play a lot of man, and I think they're going to be. They found out that we're going to be a zone football team.
It's going to be nothing but cover 3. We're going to watch last year's defense next Thursday.
You know what I'm saying? Because they even tried to do some man match stuff. They tried to do some. I saw a Fangio the first drive. They tried to do some Fangio stuff. That's what the Eric Stokes one was, and I was like, no, that's not going to work. Yeah. Fangio really is man coverage. Like people don't really like notice that, but like that cover 7, cover 3 man match. I mean, it has man in it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have Patrick Surtain, so
it's man coverage with more rules, basically. That's the way I describe pattern matching or any sort of stuff. It's man coverage with a little bit more rules, so you don't get screwed with a bad matchup, like with the linebacker on a slot receiver or something like that. That's basically what man match is. Mm-hmm. Man or zone match, pattern match, all that stuff it's man coverage with more rules. Just depends on what the rules are.
Yeah. I don't know that's gonna work. I don't know what the Fangio scheme. you still if you're gonna run the Fangio scheme, you just don't re-sign Eric Stokes. That's my my thing. Because I saw that I saw that play. I know what that was. I forget. It's like cover 1. I forgot what it's called. I wish this is when I need a phone to BD, but It's like a Fangio one that he does all the time where they show too high and the guy drops and it's end up being coverage,
Yeah,
and like they have like a guy who
I
kind of
know
like
what you're talking
roams the
about.
middle for digs. You know what I mean? They did that,
Yeah, yeah.
and
The
Stokes got worked.
yeah.
It's
That's
like,
yeah. It's the interesting thing about the scheme. That's part of what I think the mystery. Like obviously because we don't know much about Rob Leonard as far as being a defensive coordinator, and obviously he was a front guy. He was never really like a coverage guy. So that is one of the interesting things that I'll be looking at towards probably closer towards the beginning of the season. I mean, we've talked about this before. Preseason again, you're experimenting with stuff. You're not, and if you are showing stuff, it's usually pretty vanilla. So I'll be interested to see what Rob Leonard's coverage packages actually look like when the bullets really start flying here in a few weeks or in a month, I guess I should say.
yeah, I'm trying to find this name of this Fangio scheme. It's like, oh, I forgot what it's called. Like cover one.
Cover one rat? Is that what he talking? Is that what
Yes,
you're
that's
thinking?
what it
The
is.
rat in the
Cover one
hole?
rat.
Yeah,
Yes, cover one rat. That's they did. They did that. I was like, that's like. Anyways, all right. But to the offense, so it was more exciting, more excitement on the offense. Um, the first drive was that's I wanted to put some Kubiak plays on here. Um, first drive was Kubiak just cooking. He toned it down with the seconds, that's twos and threes. He toned it down a lot. But the
yeah,
first drive, I mean, he was cooking the Cardinals, man. The Cardinals they were confused. They had no idea what was happening. They're doing choice routes to everybody. You got Trey Tucker lined up on a linebacker 1-on-1. I was like, you know what? This might work. This might work. The Michael Mayer touchdown was just
yeah,
beauty. You set up a choice route with like pick routes put in there.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Because Jack Betts was
So yeah,
picked
he
the
was
corner
cooking.
on that, right?
Yeah, man. It was just cooking that whole drive. And then they toned it back about back there. I thought Mendoza played well. The offensive line played really, really well, in my opinion. Overall, I thought they all did. It wasn't too many guys. Of course, I didn't really get too deep. I watched the Aiden O'Connell thing. I watched a little bit of the threes because I just want to see EJ Williams' catch.
Yeah,
Um, and Chase Robertson had an okay day too, actually. But when you get to the offensive line, they look solid all around for the most part. I thought JPJ probably was the you could say he had the most struggles a little bit, but I mean, still then he had his pad level low. I was like, you know what, I could work.
yeah.
So
From what I saw,
they're getting
JPJ's
coached up.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, from what I saw, JPJ was more like he was fine in the running game, but he looked like he had a few issues in the passing game in pass pro.
Yeah. He tripped the dude. That was pretty funny. Um, but yeah, his pad level was lower though. And that's the first thing I
That's good.
noticed. Like you noticed, like DJ Glaze had better feet. You know what I mean? So they're getting coached up like crazy, and they're taking in the coaching, and that's why the offensive line looks so much better. I think it's going to help this offense altogether. The run game looks really good. Genty looks good too as well. Even though the 3 yards, him getting three, and then getting that like 10, that's what we're going to see from him. That's fine. And then
Yeah.
and then Cousins is out there throwing accurate ducks. I mean, that's yeah.
The one to Betch like killed me because he wasn't like that late on it, but with his like lack of velocity, he was super late, and that just invited Will Johnson back into it. But again, props to our boy Betch for hauling that in and through the contact. But yeah, that one cracked me up because I'm like just watching it live. I'm like, damn, he was late on that, and I watched it on the all 22. I'm like, okay, he wasn't that late. It just the ball took too damn long to get there, and he wasn't on time.
Yeah. And then Mendoza almost got Mike Washington beat up, and then but I so the thing is about Mendoza too. That's what I'm showing here is that throughout the game he got better, right? Because he's a little shaky start, but then he got better as the game went along. And like I'm sure this play where he missed the read
Mm-hmm.
on at the beginning in like the first part of the game, he missed the read. The second time though, which that's kind of the play everybody showed where he ripped it over the middle, getting to the back to the middle of the field, coming backside. Like he missed it the first time, but the second time he kind of same concept, just ripped it. So like that's why I always want Mendoza to play because he gets better as the game goes along. Not even just
Yeah.
and seeing things, and like I think there's maybe some things that he might have missed that if they ran that kind of concept again later on in the game, he would hit where he missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the biggest things just noticing on it live, like that we talked about. I mean, we talked about it with the series too. Is like he just the way he corrects things and kind of like seems like takes coaching and then like applies it and changes it on the field is what gets me excited about him for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it, Malik Benson too. I thought he had a little bit of issues with just getting separation, which you know I think he has an issue just gets press coverage. He had in college a little bit, but
Hmm.
he has to be. He's a guy that you have to move around. That's really what it shows because he's in the slot and he does those things. He catches the ball really well. You just got to move him around and kind of
Yeah,
try to get him free releases, and you could do something with him. But he's got to work on just beating guys in press man and stuff like that. I don't know about that right now.
yeah. And I think that's the kind of the good thing about him being in this offense is that's exactly what Kubiak wants to do, and then that's why it kind of like even as a 6th round pick, like he is a great fit for this offense. And if you look at like all the other receivers that they or the other receiver that they brought in this offseason, Jalen Naylor and Trey Tucker kind of fits this mold too. Like they can't kind of be chess pieces that you just move around, and that's what Kubiak likes to do, and that's kind of what you're talking about with like him just being in the lab, being the mad scientist, trying to scheme up all these matchups. So I
Yeah,
do like that part of his game. It's like I think you're right. Like he can definitely has some room for improvement to beat press and stuff like that. But the fact that he can be so versatile, so effective to play inside and out, I think makes him is part of why we're getting hearing so much buzz about him in training camp and why he's thriving because he's in the perfect offense I think for his skill set.
yeah. I agree with that, man. All right, let's get into some defense, bro. Let's check out this defense.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to start here with some Greedy Vance tape, and I'm going to start with the one quote unquote negative play, I guess you would say, from him. And this again, we talked about this on the instant reaction. Like this is 99.9% a great rep by Greedy Vance. Like he plays
Mm-hmm.
the slot fades perfectly in man coverage. Like I love to like he starts at 5 yards pre snap and then just sits there and and then at the same time once he kind of gets or once the receiver reaches his level, now he
Mm-hmm.
gets his hands up, gets physical,
Yeah,
kind of widens him here, and he does a pretty good job of widening him towards the sideline. Just obviously with the slot fade, you can't widen him completely all the way out there, so there is some room for the quarterback to complete this ball. But
yeah.
like, I mean, this is perfect coverage, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's in his hip, he is like in a great position. He can play the back shoulder if they throw that if they try and hit the back shoulder on this, and like on top of it too, like ball's coming, it's right about right here.
Yeah,
He's looking up for it, like he's in a great spot. It's just a dime by Keaton Slovis and a hell of a catch by Reggie Virgil.
yeah.
So it's again like this is one where you kind of just got to tip your cap. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing that does kind of concern me with Greedy Vance, and this rep kind of highlights it, is I do feel like this is where like his lack of length and lack of
Yeah.
size kind of
Mm-hmm.
comes up because Reggie Virgil's 6'3", he's like 5'8", 5'9". And
Mm-hmm.
again, especially with that arm length, like you can see like
Yeah,
again, hell of a catch by Virgil. You got to tip your cap there. But a longer arm corner maybe can like rip hands at the catch point and kind of poke that ball out to prevent the incompletion. But
yeah. That was some late hands by Virgil too. Like that was a great.
yeah,
Yeah, that was great.
yeah.
But
I gotta watch this again because this was a dime by Slovis. This might be the best throw I've seen Slovis make in a while.
it is life.
Yeah, maybe that was a sick throw. So again, you gotta give props for props are due, but that is the one thing. Again, it's just he's just not big, or he's not big at all, and kind of see it show up on that one, even when he does everything right.
Yeah.
But moving on to the positive stuff, he didn't make any like plays on the ball or anything. Like I think the Cardinals were actually 5 for 5 on targeting him, but he
Mm-hmm.
did a really good job of rallying and tackling. Like you'll see it on this one. What I
Yeah.
like about this play too is a few things. Like you'll see, like the Cardinals are going to go with a little play action. He does a great job of just staying home and not biting on the run fake. And then right here, like he gets the play action, then he just turns to robot and tries to look and find something, see if anything's coming to his way or threatening his area. You got 80 here that's working across the field, but we have the two linebackers here that can pick up those guys. So then once he recognizes, hey, I have no threats, just spins around, gets his head around, and then we just rally to the tight end here and make a nice tackle here. They do get 4
Yeah.
on this play, but this is a great play to bring them down and give the defense a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 1.
Yeah. It's a great open field tackle.
Yeah, yeah, he had a bunch of them, like some perfect technique too, like too, especially when you're a smaller guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does kind of like dive at the ankles, but I like that he wraps or he brings his arm through to kind of sweep the leg almost a little bit. Use a little Karate Kid reference. I think this one's about the same. Another play action pass here. Again, yeah, play action. Yeah, almost a carbon copy of it. Even better tackle on this one. Again, play action, stays home. And I also like, too, he gets his hands on this, on the receiver to kind of help his teammate out. Does stumble a little bit because of that, but then he just recovers nicely. Just great close.
Nice tackle.
Nice tackle here. Nice form tackle, wrapping up. And getting that guy down. I think that was like a 2-yard gain to keep the offense behind the sticks. Again, nothing sexy on this one. Again, 2nd and 10. He just does a great job of rallying to the football. But the other thing that I like that he does on this rep is he stays deep. He doesn't take the cheese here on the check down. And what that's going to help do is that's going to help prevent Slotus from throwing to, I think it's at 30, 39 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then forces Slotus into the check down. And again, just kind of makes a nice tackle there after the catch.
Sorry, having 39 at wide receiver is malpractice.
Yeah, that's a preseason for you.
39.
30. Now this one, yeah, this is another one. Again, we're not going to put this one on the highlight reel. This is kind of the stuff that goes unnoticed, but I love this rep from him against a little option route here from the slot receiver. Excuse me. Because he does a great job of just like of staying outside leverage here, and again parking himself like that other clip we saw at about 5 yards. And then once that receiver like commits, anyway, I like what he does here on like just from a techniques point. Again, does a great job here of parking himself at 5 yards and maintaining or staying with outside leverage to force that receiver to declare. And then once the receiver like does break on the out, he's in a great spot to just drive on it. Like you can see, this is where Slovis, this is where the quarterback wants to go. Like he's eyeing that the whole way. And at one point, even thinks about throwing it, but he can't do it because Vance has great coverage. And then if you watch, that's what gives Sloan here a great enough time to be able to get the sack. So good example of your coverage and your pass rush working together, working hand in hand. On top of that, I thought he had a few nice run fits. Like you'll see on this one, he's going to be lined up in the box. And just does a great job of just shooting the gap here on the backside. And then just kind of getting in where he fits in. Another nice tackle here to bring down Love. Again, nice little form tackle. So nothing too special, but I do love that even as a smaller guy, he's still being aggressive and getting involved in the run fit and recognizing where he kind of fits in. Now I'm going to take a second here to change pace because I didn't want to show the same play twice. Give some props to Cody Lindenberg on this rep too. One thing I think he did really well was taking on blocks. Like you'll see on this play, it's a little leave a little weak side mid zone, maybe inside zone.
Yeah.
And he just does a great job of flowing with the play, but staying deep and not getting caught in the trash, and then mirroring Love and recognizing when Love tries to cut it backside. And on top of it, too, using his hands to take on the block there and then just getting off of it and being in a spot to go help out Vance and go help make that tackle. So nice play from both the guys we're looking at there. It's another one. I think this one was actually a blitz, just based on how they have it, and especially with McCollum protecting Vance over the top of him. But well timed by Greedy, where he ends up beating that crack block and then just finding that gap. You'll see the tight end tries to pick up the block, tries to adjust on the fly and kind of insert through the B gap here. But Vance feeds him to the spot, and then again just kind of gets involved in the tackle. Also, a nice job here by Kieron Crawford coming flat down the line as the unblocked defender to make the team effort to bring the running back down.
Yeah, him and Sloan did that. So they're probably coached to do that pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is another play that, again, it's not going to go on the highlight reel. It might go on the highlight reel for this running back for that hurdle.
Yeah.
But this was something I thought was kind of interesting that the Raiders were doing with Greedy Vance. And I know he's been like taking some reps with the safeties and stuff like that. And they talked about guys being versatile. But they did put him at a little bit of free safety in these two high looks. And I thought he did a good job of making some cleanup tackles against the run. He had another one, too, that was kind of the same thing. I mean, the Cardinals get 15, but from the safety, from his perspective, like, what I like that he does is, like, you'll see him, he's kind of like, he's creeping down, rolling down, and he's checking to make sure that there's no bootleg. But once he clears the bootleg and once he recognizes the quarterback doesn't have the ball, Now he just kind of just does the hustle play and gets back involved in the play, and then ends up making a touchdown saving tackle to kind of bail out Lafayette, who gets hurdled.
Yeah.
Ironically, if you watch the Jeremiah Love highlight tape, Greedy Vance got hurdled by him. But we'll ignore that one for now.
All right. We got you.
But moving on to Lindenberg, this was one of the biggest examples I thought of him just not fitting to the right side of or taking on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna start by just going over the pre-snap look. Like if you look at this from the Cardinals, I mean, this is pretty much an unbalanced line. Like I know we have two receivers here, but they're in obviously way cut or way reduced splits. They might as well be two tight ends. They might as well have three tight ends on this side. And if you look how the Raiders are playing it, they're in like they're pre-snap, they're aligned in it perfectly where Eichenberg kind of slides over to cheat towards the strong side. And we have all the backside gaps covered. Like Crawford's here for the C gap. McCollum can insert into the B, and then we have weak A with Benito Jones. And again, same thing. Eichenberg here on strong A, strong B, strong C. Grants can fill in here or go over the top. So the reason why I say that is with Lindenberg, when you're knowing that, you have a bunch of help to the inside. So I want you to fast flow and be as fast as you can to be on outside to force to either force Love to cut back and into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders, or you end up making that tackle yourself. But if you watch what he does here, he gets there initially and he has good initial movement.
Yeah.
Then he kind of stops and like hesitates and like almost gets too worried with taking on this tight end's block instead of just like shooting that gap. Because 54 here, Brendan Jackson, who's unfortunately on IR now, he does a pretty good job of tying that tight end up and to give that linebacker, to give like Lindenberg enough time to be able to get, to shoot that gap. But Lindenberg doesn't really take advantage. And then Love ends up getting 8. Right now we're relying on Greedy Vance, who again is not the biggest dude in the world, to take on a block from a at least a bigger wide receiver that might be a natural tight end. When in reality, I'd love it if my linebacker is right here in a perfect spot to again either make that tackle or force Love to cut back into the teeth of the defense instead of picking up 8 here.
Yeah,
I think getting the first down
made it too easy.
Yeah, and then this one's going to kind of be more of the same. Yeah, this one was even worse. So again, on this one, like he's responsible for the B gap. Benito Jones has the A gap. And like you'll see once that linebacker or once that guard climbs the second level, like he goes to take on the block. And like if he just fits to the outside here, this is his tackle to make.
Yeah.
But for some reason he wants to try and duck inside. And then that's right where the running back goes. Now, I would love it if Benito Jones could make this tackle. But again, I'm not expecting that from him just because let's be honest, like he's probably wouldn't be on many other NFL rosters. If I'm being
nice way to put it. Yeah. I love how you froze and tried to figure out. I was like, how do I say this?
Yeah, how do I want to say this? But either way, my point here is I need Lindenberg on the outside here, and I need him being able to make that tackle. I don't want to rely on my nose tackle who's on his last leg in the league.
Yeah.
And then see, obviously they end up getting it first. So just a couple things where I think he has a few situations where he can fit to the box, and this is going to be one more. I will cut him a little bit of slack on this one. This one's a tougher look. I think this was their 2-minute drive right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and he's going to get a draw, like you're going to get a pass set here from the tackle. But the reason why I point this out is like another opportunity for him to fit on the outside of this block. With this blocking scheme that the Cardinals are doing, the tackle and the tight end are basically switching places. Like the tackle is going to be the end man on the line of scrimmage. He's going to work for depth in his little pass set, and the tight end's going to walk inside to come pick him up. So they're basically switching spots. So that means you've got to switch with them to kind of stay in your gap. And if you can see Lindenberg, he does the opposite. He keeps working inside, and he ends up kind of like walking himself into the block and making that guy's job easier. Now I know what you're thinking. You know who's going to have this A gap. And if you watch, it should be Eichenberg or Eichenberg too. Sorry, excuse me. So the Cardinals basically do with this scheme, if we're nerding out on it a little bit, what they're basically doing is the same thing on this side where it's just more like a pin and pull concept where the guard's going to pull out and the tackle's going to come creep up to the linebacker. So it's the same thing. The guard and the tackle are switching, and then Eichenberg just fits into the wrong side of it. Whereas you can see, like, now we have two guys, now we have two defenders, Benito Jones and Eichenberg, in this in the place, what ends up being the backside A gap, and no one in the play side A gap. So yeah, both linebackers. That's what I'm talking about, or an example of like just both linebackers right now just not fitting to the right gaps, not being in the right spot where they need to be. And it wasn't just those two guys; those are just the two guys I'm picking on in this example. But moving on to what Lindenberg thought, when I thought he did really well, is like this play was a great one with just his instincts, kind of similar to that one I was breaking down during the Vance breakdown. Where again, he reads the play pretty quickly here. This looks like a little mid zone.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a great job of flowing with the play. And on the same time, what I love is his eyes and his instincts here, where he sees that Love cuts it back. So he, instead of continuing to kind of stay on his path, just sinks his hips and also uses a nice little rip move here to defeat that block, to mirror Love, and then goes and gets involved in the tackle. Also, shout out Traden Stukes here. I love this run fit from him coming from the third level. Like you see him kind of creeping downhill. He does a great job of just inserting, and he's actually the one that makes the first contact on Love. Nice tackle. Nice job by the Rook. Let's see which one we got here again. Oh yeah, same kind of thing. Really similar to that one we saw with Greedy Vance earlier. Again, nice job of flowing with the play and staying deep, so he's staying out of the trash. Great job taking on the block too. Boom, just gets his hands up, bench press the guard here off of you to get off the block and escape. And on top of it too, does a great job of mirroring Love. Technically didn't get involved in the tackle on this one. This was a nice play by Brennan Jackson, which, man, it's a damn shame he got injured because he actually played pretty well.
I know he did. Yeah, he played pretty well.
And like he actually gets the tackle on this one, but I also love it. Love the effort and love the rep here from Lindenberg, because if Jackson doesn't make it, Lindenberg does, and he gets it on his own.
I feel bad for Brennan, man. He's always getting hurt, bro. Sucks, man.
I know. It's been his detriment so far. I'll be honest, this one he kind of just took advantage of the left tackle making a mistake. Like you'll see the rest of the offensive line is going to step to their right, and the tackle's going to step to his left. But I love that he just recognized the opportunity to kind of just shoot that gap. And again, we see that rip move that was really, really present on Thursday night, to just beat that block and then go ahead and get a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. So again, I thought he had a handful of really nice plays against the run. It's just a matter of making sure we're fitting to the right side of the block more consistently. And then this was the one play I thought he did pretty well in coverage. Just a nice job rallying and tackling, bringing down Love, who is hard to take down too. And I love too, like he does a great job of staying deep and working for depth, and then just rallying to the check down. Great tackle, especially because Love was cooking most of the night.
Yeah,
he does a great job of running through. I love how he breaks down a little bit here and then runs through, like brings his body with him, like instead of just diving at the ankles, and on top of it wraps up. It's a nice form tackle, nice open field tackle on a guy that's tough to bring down. So yeah. Overall, I mean, I think Greedy Vance right now, especially with him, getting a couple picks in practice, I mean, he's going to make the coaching staff make a tough decision, because I don't know how the math's going to work out at cornerback, especially with they do seem to have a handful of guys that they can put at nickel between Taron Johnson. Jeremy Chin can play some big nickel for you, which is different, I think, than how you're going to use Greedy Vance. But even Traden Stukes plays some nickel. So, but Greedy Vance right now, I mean, it's hard. I feel like he's going to be a hard guy to cut if you're going to have to cut him. And I think he might have even played his way onto the team if the practices have been looking as good as they seem to be with getting a couple of picks. And on top of it, again, played pretty well. I thought he was arguably the best defensive player on the Raiders had on Thursday night. And then for Lindenberg, of course, got that one thing to work on, but I think right now, like he seems to be the clear favorite to be that kind of LB3, which, as we talked about with Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker's injury history, and is going to be a big spot for the Raiders defense. So I think you got a little bit of encouragement with the linebacker depth, what you saw from Lindenberg, but yeah.
Yeah. Greedy Vance, I thought he had a good game. I thought he played well. It just wasn't too many highlights on defense. it wasn't too much for you to highlight, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
I tried.
you picked two guys I thought you were. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm like Matt's probably gonna do Vance and Lindenberg. So I'm not even really gonna text him and ask him who he's doing. That was right.
There you go. You could already put it together.
Because I mean, you could like maybe did slow, but like he didn't play that much, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's get to the offense here. So start with the first one here. Just a little. This is some inside zone here with this little run, but I just want this box going to show a couple things here. You can see how Trey Zune, like he always has some good technique here, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, but the play strength issue is still there too in the run game a little bit. So you can see him; he gets a good initial push, he gets a good off here, right? I mean, as I said, they all have good. The technique, man, was just awesome to
So
watch. I
much
mean, they're
better.
getting coached up. But even so you see here, right? He's in good position. He got his hands up. He's got his hands in the right place, right? But even then, and he's trying to get push. You can see it, right? He's trying to get push. He's in a position. He should be pushing this guy, right? But you see that guy kind of just able to reset and just kind of, toss him a little bit there.
Yeah.
It's just because the play streak isn't always going to be there. That's why I don't think he could play inside. But after watching this, I mean, you could play right tackle though. I think
There you go.
short arms for what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll make it
Yeah.
work.
What I like that he did there too is like that guy was giving him the long arm and like to knock the hand down to kind of bring even the gap a little bit, like you're talking about with the short arms. But I like that he knows how to and like had the technique to knock that long arm down and kind of even close the gap a little bit.
All right. So just watch around in space a little bit here. Bring this one back. Now, this is what I mean. They brought him in for is him in space like this, right? You just see his movement skills. How quick he can get to the second level there, right? Now it always comes back to him getting pushed because I mean I feel like you get up to a safety like this, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a
Yeah.
guard. I mean this is what you've been or any no, he's not a guard, but you know what I mean, man. This is
Yeah.
what you've been waiting for
This is a lineman versus a
to get
DB.
up here
Yeah.
to the second level like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just want him
Mhm.
to get to have a little bit more leverage there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sustain that block a little bit better.
Let's switch this up a little bit because it's freezing up on a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, there you go. Yeah, so I was take out the full screen. My apologies, guys. It's just this is my computer decided it doesn't want to work today.
Preseason.
So it's just
It's preseason for us too.
for us too, right, Matt? All right,
Exactly.
so here we go. This is one of my favorite blocks here. A lot of power stuff here on this one.
Ooh.
See here, man. Just a lot of
There you
power
go.
this week. He just gets really good push on this one. But even on this one, who also had a really good game was Ian Thomas. I don't know when he figured out how to block either.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah.
It
Nice little
happened.
combo double team.
Yeah, I just really like what he did on this one. Just a perfect down blocks. We got a lot of help from Ian
Yeah.
Thomas, but it works out perfect.
Yeah.
Now, Mafi so much on this block. I mean, you know,
Yeah. Hopefully he's not playing meaningful snaps.
it just took him a while to get there. That's all. Just took him a while.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another rep here on this one. Right. This is just there's some lead power. I mean, there's a lot of power
Yeah.
on this one here. But as you can see here, like even on this rep, it's just not a lot of push, but it's a good block though, right? He- I mean, I guess he got a little bit more than I expected, than I remembered. but it just wasn't anything really special or anything
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, man. Am I crazy here on this one, man? All right.
No, it's he's just more kind of getting in the way. I mean, maybe they're at the end, but I feel like 54 is kind of giving up at that
Yeah.
point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was going to try to show the other one, but the big run from Mike Washington, but he really didn't do anything on that damn play.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one in space here. This is what I really like him though. This is where he's a fit is in the outside zone game right here, like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
But
a great
even
one.
then, on this one, yeah. But even here, right? You get to the second level
Mm-hmm.
on this one right here. He doesn't get any push though. He can't. He
Yeah.
doesn't win, and then you can see his pad level is way too high, right? And they kind of dudes able to shed him. Like he doesn't end up making the play,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I do think a better running back will at least be able to take advantage of that, though. At least him getting a hat on a hat, you know what I mean? Whereas Lobby tries to cut it inside, whereas I think like Ashton Genty probably tries to kind of stay through like between and split Ian Thomas and is that Caleb Rogers, I think.
yeah.
So
And the thing is with Lobby too is that I feel like Ian Thomas has enough leverage here where you don't have to cut back if you just keep it
yeah,
outside.
yeah, I can see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to cut this back. Like is this guy really in position to shed and tackle you that well? Especially if you're trying to show any type of speed here. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's why he's the third running back. All right, let's get to some pass protection on this one. Now, this is where you just see him do really well. So on this one, now I do think he let this D tackle get in his chest a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, he
Hmm.
just kind of
Yeah.
let this guy get in his chest, but he for some reason, like we talked about this in his breakdowns, he just anchors better. He shows more strength in like his lower body. It's weird. He doesn't get any push, but he anchors, which is also a lower body thing. And you can see he's able to reset and kind of push this guy around the pocket. Like I think Mendoza thought he's able to get out of the pocket here, but Zoom was ended up resetting here, right? Boom, this happens, but he's able to kind of reset the rep here and kind of push him around the pocket. Where I think Mendoza thought he was gonna be able to escape off the outside, but that's not gonna work on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. He gets a little too close for my liking, to be honest with you. And the thing with the hands too is like he like invites guys into his chest, and when you're not that strong,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the technique I'd go with. Like I'd like much rather see him keep his hands tighter
Especially with your
and
arm
shoot.
length too.
Yeah.
All right, next one here. Line here. See, it happens here again too, where he allows him in his chest, right? Just, I mean, that's not going to work against better rushers here. But he does, like I said, he has great feet, so he does a good job of resetting and able to
Yeah.
stay in front of him with his feet. I mean, he's basically all feet at this point. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if he does that because he doesn't have long arms. So he's like, if he shoots his hands, he's probably not going to make first significant contact anyway. So if he like invites guys to come into him, then it kind of like negates the disadvantage. You know what I mean? Like he makes guys come
Yeah,
into his space.
yeah, you
But
might have a point because like he kind of when he gets here, right? It's kind of like he's shooting his hands really late.
yeah, wonders if that's how he overcomes, or if that's how he tries to overcome like the lack of length.
Yeah, because you see it kind of again right on this one too. Right? Because the feet is there, right? he does a good
Hmm.
job getting in front of him, but then this guy he shoots his hand so late. But what I like about this one though, it's just it's the feet, and then like it's just super interesting how well he does anchor really well, right? Because he's able to build a base right there, kind of reset his feet, and kind of let me look at this. Boom, builds that anchor right there. And you kind of just see him just be able to reset, right? And he just has such great feet that he's able to kind of stick with some of these rushers. But
Yeah.
the more you kind of watch this and kind of look at it, it's like it is something that he against some guys with like serious length, they might
Yeah.
be able to kind of figure that
Serious
out really
length or
quickly too.
speed to power ability, I feel like.
Yeah. Pause for the serious length comment right there.
Serious length and
All
grip.
right. Seriously, some serious length. All right. All right. Here you go. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right. So this is a rep though where he actually tries to get his hands up quicker here on this one, right?
Hmm.
And
Mm.
it feels like too like he tries to match their hands, right? And that's what you can see that like
Yeah.
he tries to let them inside and match their hands, but he does a good job winning that hand fight right there, and you just see
Yeah.
the feet that he has is what makes him have the potential to be a pretty good tackle because he's able to stick with these guys and kind of mirror them with his feet. And also,
Yeah.
Charles Grant has a great block on this too, on this side over here.
Ooh, yeah. I
Grant
feel like
just
this is a good rep too. That you can see the
throw it on the
difference in their
ground.
arm length. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if you watch Grant's rep,
yes,
like
you can.
that's per significant contact. You know what I mean? Like where he's able to like make contact with the pass rusher before they can get into him. Whereas like Zune, that's gonna be
Yeah,
just be a challenge for him.
that's it.
Like boom, yeah, that's a great image right there. That shot, yeah,
He's, that's funny. All right, so let's get some Jack Bech here. Let's get some Jack Bech. Um, Start off with the play we were talking about earlier. We'll get a little quick out from Bech. Bech could be running a little quick out here. I believe it's probably a choice route if it's the West Coast because you see a go route here from Tucker, right? And they're in. It looks like they are in 11 personnel here, and the Cardinals were playing trap coverage all game, which I was just interesting. Man, we're playing trap coverage week one preseason. Okay, that's cool. Because the reason why Cousins throws this ball, and then why he ends up, Johnson ends up also almost making his tackles because you could see it. It looks like kind of like cover four, kind of, but they're playing trap coverage on these quick out routes, right? You see Johnson. Will Johnson does a great job recognizing it, but also what Johnson does too is he kind of baits Cousins as well because he is so the depth. You see where he's at with see his other corner here. He's kind of playing more of the cover two here on the cover six look, but it's still in track coverage. Will Johnson he basically baits him right, and it's just a great catch by Bech on this one. This is all Bech. I mean, Will Johnson thought he was about to get an interception. I'll tell you that right now. That's what he
yeah,
thought. He was thinking, he's thinking pick six, first pass by Kirk Cousins. That's what he's thinking.
yeah, yeah. This is a crazy zone blitz because they rush five. It kind of looks like a fire zone, but yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
got something lucky going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
Will
the one I was
Johnson,
talking
yeah,
about
pick
too.
six
Where
right there.
yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I would say this was the play I was talking about too, where Kirk's like he's a little late, and then because he doesn't have the hose of an arm, it just invites Johnson back into the catch point.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, but
all this,
sorry about
you just caught all the Raiders fans mad that we didn't draft him. Right?
that.
You look really good though. That's a damn good corner, man.
It's a
They
great
should
route.
have. Anyways, but this is probably Best's his best route of the day, in my opinion. Now, what I love
Mhm.
about this route and is it's just the way he sets it up, right? Because he knows he's trying to get in this out route. 29 does a good. 29 is in good position, but you can see Best is going to get inside his chest.
Yeah,
Wish I could zoom in a little bit on this one so I can show you how he's going to kind of get inside there and then basically just push this guy backwards.
yeah. It's not a push, Marcus. It's a flipper. It's a
I
flipper.
love it. It's a great route.
Don't get the extension. Just the
It's
elbow.
okay, okay, okay.
It's the flipper.
Sure it is. Sure it is a push. That's fine.
It's a
But
push.
yeah, I mean, this is a great route though. No matter how you look at it, this is a great route.
Yeah,
It's a great
yeah. It's a
route.
great route. I love him getting physical at the top of the route too.
Yeah. I was trying to do what you were gonna do, Matt, was highlight some of his blocks, but during the Zoom breakdown, because he blocked his ass
Mm,
off too. I just want to say that
yeah.
Jack Bech, he blocked his ass off. I didn't want to show the same play twice. Um, but the touchdown too is a great route, and I'm gonna show you guys why this was. So I'm gonna just let it run. All right, I'm gonna bring it back here, which this is a great throw too.
Yeah.
But why I thought this is a great route is because you can see watch what Bech does. Bech is gonna he's got basically, I mean, it looks like they're in quarters here, right? Kind of goal line quarters, and he is going to freeze this corner. I know this corner is not just supposed to stay here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I know he's not, but he does. But you see, basically, what Bech does is he's gonna kind of sell the hell out of this route. He's gonna make sure that corner stays square the whole time. Like, which basically, I don't know what the corner is thinking. He's passing him off, but he sells it so much, right? And then right when he hits that, he's right in there. Whereas it doesn't. He's basically not giving away that slant to this inside linebacker too. Because you see this linebacker right here, right? If he starts to slant early, which you would think he would, because this corner has outside leverage. Like maybe he just slants right now, but he does a good job of make sure he stays upfield long enough
Yeah.
just so he can get in that
Yeah.
zone.
Looked like you might have pushed it outside a little bit too to keep that corner, keep that nickel a little wide.
Hmm. Great route. So I mean, so Jack Best, you kind of showed out a little bit. Showed out a little bit, guys. You heard all the talks. People saying he's wiped out, and look at him just making plays. Didn't play in the third quarter, so it tells you a lot. All right, get to some Mendoza here. So I want to show this play because this is what I'm going to show like his growth during this game. Okay, so this is the drive that actually scored a touchdown on. He's going to get the 7-yard run. Now, basically, we're getting a choice route here from Jack Bech, right? Kind of doing the same thing they trying to do with Trey Tucker early in the game to get into motion, right? Get him that one-on-one here, right? So Jack Bech understands that because choice route is slant, hitch, and out. Get used to choice routes, guys. You're going to see a lot of them. I'm just gonna let you know that though right
Yes,
now.
sir.
So right, Jack Best, he chooses right though. You take the slant here. Maybe you could say he could maybe hitch here, but he takes the slant. But this linebacker jumps it. Now Mendoza using the backside of choice routes, you got to dig on the backside of choice routes with kind of a um, I forgot. I think it's called a snag. I might be wrong about that, but hit that backside concept right there. But you see where Tompkins is. If I can freeze it. I'm gonna show it better on this backside. You can see it better. Boom. Right. You see where he's looking right at Tompkins, and Tompkins has the space. And if he throws it with a little bit of anticipation there, he'd get it there. But he hesitated too long. He didn't get it. He didn't trust it. I guess I don't know what he saw. He didn't trust it. Then he couldn't go to Thomas. Yeah, he's had to take that a little bit of an unnecessary hit there. We don't want him to take those hits. He wanted to throw the ball
Yeah. Yeah. It's a missed opportunity for sure.
right there in the middle, right there. Yeah. All right, next one, kind of the same thing, right? One, I just love that they're throwing from under center. I love this natural old school drop back here. Now, kind of the same concept. You're getting a choice route here from Tompkins. It's a different set though. Tompkins is going to be condensed, but you're still getting the choice route here. Okay. Now, Tompkins takes the out, right? It's not there. Mendoza doesn't like it. Okay, it's not there. So, but this time, Mendoza to this backside dig is Ian Thomas. The same thing, same exact concept. Backside, you got Lobby coming out this way. Same exact concept. He just rips it.
That's there we go. Love it.
And it's like, this is the type of stuff you love to see, man, when he just does stuff like this.
Yeah.
Uh, Rip that over the middle.
His feet looked really good too on going through his progression. Feet and eyes were married.
Yeah, you see it here too.
Boom. Don't like it.
Boom, and then backside quick, right? Right before the pressure got there.
Nice.
Just say the one time Trey Zoom got beat, I didn't show it.
I was about to say this doesn't bode well for your Trey Zoom breakdown. And this to get into it. This is part of the issue with him letting guys into his chest. Pause.
Exactly right there.
Yeah.
But those are he handled. I mean, because I thought they got beat a couple times, and he was getting rid of the
Yeah.
ball really quick. Now this is the final throw to Tompkins. Yeah, I just want to show this concept because it's just how it looks, right? Because this is a choice route too. It's kind of similar to what they ran for the touchdown on Michael Mayer, right? So you get Ian Thomas is going to do the choice route, and then you're going to get Tompkins. He's going to be running a deep corner, and then you're going to get an in from Johnson here. I think that's his name. Am I saying his name right? Patrick Johnson. Or
Yeah.
ben, one of the Johnsons on his team. All right. Um, now, the interesting part of this concept to me, which I think is funny, is Ian Thomas is wide. He's wide the
Yeah.
fuck open. He's supposed to go here. He's looking at it. But it was just interesting to me that he turned it down. Like what he because I think he was trying he knew that he could probably
He
hit
knew he had the
Tompkins on this corner
touchdown.
route, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew he had a touchdown. Which you can look at this two ways. Like that's super dope that he's super aggressive like that. Um, but then
The,
he tries to throw it over the top here, and Tompkins slows down.
yeah. What I'll say too is this was third down,
Right,
so
but
like
I
yeah.
go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say this is third. I was gonna say this is third down, so like I can understand why he maybe didn't why he turned down Thomas because that's obviously well short of the sticks, and like you said, like he had
Mm-hmm.
someone open for a touchdown, not even a first down. But yeah,
Yeah, and then like he just slows down, man.
this yeah. The other thing is too like
This is a dot. Like
Tompkins is
yeah, because if you go ahead.
I was gonna say because Tompkins is 5'8". Like I feel like even if that's like EJ Williams, like not even like a starting receiver, like that's a touchdown. Part of the issue too is that the catch point
Yeah.
like Tompkins is a weird like jump and doesn't have the length to haul it in. Whereas a bigger guy, I think, that catches that for
Mm-hmm.
6. For sure.
All right. So just a couple plays of Kubiak here. Kind of end this out here. Now I like this one because you get the motion. This is another choice route, guys. Like I said, let's get used to it. Another choice route. But what you on this one is you get Trey Tucker 1-on-1 on the linebacker. This is cake,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, what happens? You get a free 16 yards. You get a nice route there from Tucker. Free 15 right there. Boom. Nice route. All right. And then this, I just love this play. So on this one, you get the motion here, right? And AZ, they are in quarters, I believe. It looks like that. Yeah. So what the motion does, right? It brings Will Johnson inside, right? And then you're basically getting old school choice shallow. So basically, Tucker, he's going to be running the shallow route. You get a choice route from Michael Mayer, and then you get the corner route from Jack Bech here, right? This is staple West Coast stuff. But what this does, it confuses Johnson. Like Johnson probably should stay outside for this choice route. But with the way that Michael Mayer releases upfield, it kind of confuses him. So he decides to stick with Tucker, which then just leaves Michael Mayer wide open. Like this is called, we call offensive cooking, TDL fans. We haven't seen it in a minute.
Have we seen it ever?
I don't Maybe at Josh McDaniels' first 15.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels after that is done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, I think that Trey Zoon, he looks pretty good. I think he impressed me more in the run game. In my opinion, I thought he looked better in the run game, but you kind of see why he has a little bit of issues with his hands a little bit and his arm length, right, at right tackle. Why he probably is what I would say a better center, right, or playing inside is probably more of his fit because letting guys in your chest is not going to work all day, right? But I thought he impressed in the run game though. I thought he was way better in the run game than I expected. And then Jack Bech, I thought Bech just looked like a lot better, man. He just looked a lot better. And then at Mendoza, I just want to show some of those plays of Mendoza, and then Kubiak kind of rounded out. But that last play, what Kubiak did on the last one, ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I mean, Bech to me, like he was probably like the biggest winner of the game overall, just because I felt like there was a lot of chatter about him and like a lot of people being disappointed and not hearing enough about him being in training camp. And I mean, he came out and he caught literally everything that was thrown his way. And on top of it, I mean, kind of bailed out his quarterbacks on two of those conversions, like I was talking about with Kirk Cousins, where like he ended up making, where it looked like Cousins was a little bit late on it and ended up making a nice contested catch. And then Mendoza, the out route to him, Mendoza sealed it just a little bit. Obviously, it was still catchable, but nice job going up by Bech and making an outstretched catch to move the chains. So, and then on top of it, I mean, like he said, he didn't quite get into it, but the what he brought in the running game too was really special. He had a couple of really nice blocks that I thought really stood out. So he was one of my probably my biggest winner from Thursday night because he seems like he kind of cemented himself in that wide receiver 3 type of role. If he keeps that up, man, he'll definitely have a big role on this offense moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I apologize for my computer went down, so but my new computers could be here by our next breakdown, so we'll be good to go. We'll be back. Better than that, but we're out of here, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. We are out of here. Peace.